And we are live. What's up, guys? I'm Wolfie. I know this is a super late stream compared to what I used to do, 4:20 usually, sometimes 9 o'clock in the morning. A lot of things came up, and I was like, no, I'm committing. I'm going to get on live, even if it's for 30 minutes, and talk about the things that happened yesterday. And speaking of things that happened yesterday, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about obviously the game, give our grades, read Matt Miyoko's grades as well, and then watch some players give their take about Isaac Guerrero. Did he slide or was he tackled? I think he was tackled. I'm on that boat. Poggy, my friend who was on live with the game, he thinks it was slide. So, and I think most people do, to be honest. But I think I'm really alone there. So, all right, I'm going to bring this up. So the San Francisco 49ers defeat the Seattle Seahawks 36-24. What a game, man. They had like a little bit of momentum towards the end there where it could have flip-flopped. Luckily, Geno Smith threw an interception and just changed the whole game there. But for the most part, the 49ers absolutely dominated, yeah. Let's go! I can't be too loud. It's a little late. But yeah, let's go! Victory Friday! For real, Debo. I bet you're feeling great right now, man. Good to see you, Debo. I bet you're feeling great right now. I bet you're feeling fantastic. So let's go ahead and talk about Brock Purdy. I'm going to bring up the roster right now. So here's the roster right here. So first, let's start off with the quarterback, Brock Purdy. How did he do? I'd say he did pretty damn good. He did a lot better in the red zone this time around and a lot better overall in the second half. I'm absolutely proud of him. I'm glad that he bounced back. He usually bounces back because he had that one last year, that 3-game losing streak, and then everyone was worried, like, can he bounce back? Can he get better? Brock Purdy has that talent where even if he has like because against the Cardinals, he was a little Against the Seahawks, he was a stud. Absolute stud. He made the plays that he needed to make. He threw the ball really well. Some players dropped some balls. I don't think he really put the ball in any danger at the same time, making big plays. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Brock Purdy and what he did in this game. He, in my opinion, was the best player on offense. I think Brock Purdy carried this game. And then it's good to see that George Kittle. Sorry, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. But anyway, Brock Purdy gets an A+ for me. I thought he played perfect game. I thought he played fantastic. 255 yards, 18 for 28, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He didn't do anything stupid. I thought he played a fantastic game. And actually, in the second half, I was a little concerned, like, okay, is he going to – because we already knew that Brock Purdy and the whole entire offense performs in the first half. So my biggest question was, can he perform in the second half? Because what he was doing in the second quarter was great. What he was doing in the first quarter was great, even though probably should have scored a touchdowns a couple times. But we did that in the second half, which is a big W, in my opinion, because the second half is where we fall apart and lose. And this time around, we were able to score and keep up. Even though the defense was letting up some points there, the special teams allowing the touchdown, and then the defense allowing the touchdown where it became 23-17, the 49ers responded, and they complimented the defense, and they scored points. So I thought Brock Purdy played fantastic. You got to give credit to the offense. They complimented the defense in this game. All right. I have a pool, and for me, it's a tradition to jump in the pool when the 49ers score a touchdown. That's going to suck when it's cold. Hopefully it's not where you're cold, man. I was screaming last night. Good, dude. That's division rival. That's a big W, man. That's a big, big, big W. Milwaukee. I can't be loud right now, but Milwaukee. Good to see you. It's a little late right now, so I can't be too late. Loud. Love the leap. It was cool. So, yeah, I think Brock Purdy played a perfect game, 110%. I love him. I thought he played fantastic. Again, the biggest concern was second half, and he showed up in the second half. I had a 49ers fan come into the chat last night, and I was really shocked by this. I really shouldn't give it attention, but I'm going to anyway. He says that Brock Purdy was trash, and then started bashing him, saying, I'd rather have Dak Prescott, I'd rather have this quarterback, and then started saying things that, like, haters would say, or, like, like the Dallas Cowboys fans would say. It was really weird. He's like, no, I'm a legit 49ers fan. It's like, you watched Brock Purdy play the way he played, and you think he's trash? I don't know. He didn't say, like, kind of bad. He said trash. like he's garbage, like he's not good. And that's just crazy to me. That's just crazy. Yeah, we can't break the tradition. You can't break the tradition, man. Can't do it. Can't do it. I understand where you're coming from. You gotta. It's a journey, man. You have to. The team showed up for you, so you have to show up for them. And that's what you do, man. I'm glad you have that standard, bro. And I'm glad you have that standard. Keep it up. Keep it up. So Brock Purdy, A+ in my book, best player on offense, in my opinion. It could have been Jordan Mason if he didn't get hurt. I know a lot of people got screwed because I think the betting odds was like 80 rushing yards or something like that. He was just under 80. So that's a little sus. But I thought he played fantastic. I think that if he continued to play throughout the game, he would have got easily 140 something yards. He was on fire. He was unbelievably good before he hurt his shoulder. The best part, speaking of Jordan Mason, by the way, he is day-to-day with an AC joint shoulder, but he's going to be fine. It should not be a big deal, and he should be ready to go against the Kansas City Chiefs. But there's a possibility that's not going to happen. So Jordan Mason, absolute stud. Guerendo with the clutch run at the end, and it's kind of reminiscent, not the same thing, but Guerendo also had a clutch run in the preseason, I believe. That's where he got really a lot of notice was when he had that big run on special teams. He didn't get a touchdown, but he got really far. He made a really big play there. I think personally, Guerendo might have that clutch gene. He may not be the best back because I did see him have some issues here and there. He didn't before that long run at the end. He wasn't playing that great. He was playing good for a guy who's supposed to be raw and whatever. Like he was kind of predictable in his runs, but he's clutch. He's had 2 clutch runs, in my opinion. Preseason doesn't count. I get that, but he still performed. I thought in the aspect of being clutch. So shout out to Guerendo. Shout out to the running backs, dude. Stud. Like CMC being out was supposed to be like an Achilles heel to us. No pun intended here, but it was supposed to be that big of a deal. CMC was Offensive Player of the Year last year. That's how big of a downgrade it was supposed to be. Some people want to blame CMC being out is why we can't score in the red zone. I don't think that's the case. I mean, you got George Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, and you got a stud Mason who's playing really well right now. Offensive line is playing really good. There's no excuse because there are other teams out there who don't struggle in the red zone, who have significantly less than us, even with CMC out. So to me, I don't think CMC is the reason why we're not scoring. With 1 minute, Guerendo won with 1 minute. I thought he got tackled. I think he got tackled, but majority of people are agreeing that it's a slide. But I think it was a tackle. We'll look at a video where the players respond, and and we'll hear what they have to say. So Guerendo, Mason, great job on running backs. A+ in my book. I think they were clutch. They did what they had to do. Didn't put the ball on the ground. And considering a couple times Jordan Mason's put the ball on the ground, or running backs in general, that's a good sign. That's a good one. Kyle Juszczyk with that 1 touchdown because of Guerendo. Nice. Got Juszczyk the ball. Got him a touchdown. He gets 1 like every 3 years. Next up, you got the Kittle, man. 2 touchdowns. I can't remember how many yards, but he got 5 receptions. Dude was an absolute stud. Safety blanket for Brock Purdy in this game. I thought, Kittle just doing Kittle things, man. I think Kittle got an A+ in this game. He was everywhere. He was all over the field in all 4 quarters. He gave it from start to end. That touchdown where I was at the Cardinals. I'm getting the Cardinals game mixed up, am I? Because I think he scored a touchdown 2 against the Cardinals, didn't he? Yes, I'm mixed up the Cardinals. So the one on the outside, that was a dot by Brock Purdy. That was a beautiful throw to George Kittle. That was both parties working together to get that touchdown. George Kittle comes out, gets both feet in, does the exact opposite of what DK Metcalf does, and George Kittle keeps his feet in, concentration, grabs the ball, both hands. Brock Purdy, dot, dude. It was in the perfect spot. It was not if it was any further, it probably wouldn't have been a catch. Any further back, it probably would have been broken up. It was an absolute dot of a throw. So Brock Purdy was just so good in that throw. George Kittle, same thing. And then what was the other touchdown? Man, I keep thinking of that Cardinals touchdown. I don't know why. He had another. Oh yeah, that tight one. That's right. It was like a tight window. Same thing. Brock Purdy is starting to trust George Kittle significantly more in the red zone. We got that. What was that? That one fade route he had, or 3 defenders against the Patriots. George Kittle. The underneath route against the Cardinals. George Kittle. Last night, 2 touchdowns. George Kittle. George Kittle is the safety blanket, and I'm glad that they're starting to. It's get a little slow, chugging along, but they're starting to click a little bit, and Brock Purdy is like, okay, this guy's getting open. I just got to make a perfect pass here. And that's exactly what Brock did to get George Kittle a touchdown. Because just like the first one I talked about, where if he threw the ball, if it was any further back or behind, it wouldn't have been a completion. Same thing with that second touchdown. He cut inside, and if it was any later, either would have broken up, interception, it would not have been a catch. It had been a perfect throw by Brock Purdy, and not to mention, it was a little bit of a hospital ball. It's a tiny bit. Not going to lie to you. It was a clutch catch by Kittle. So what we're used to seeing with Brandon Ayuk and Brock Purdy, we're now seeing with George Kittle and Brock Purdy. Hopefully the connection with Brandon Ayuk and Brock Purdy gets going, because that has been stagnant. That has been such an issue. But yeah, so I guess that is a good runway to the wide receivers. Talk about the wide receivers real quick. Kittle, like I said, fantastic. I played A+. So far, quarterback A+, running back A+. Tight end, I thought played A+. Now let's go ahead and jump over to the receivers. For that, we got some comments. Have you heard the kicker Matthew Wright, who's just signed? Maybe he'll be fine. He should be ready to go. Yeah, he should be available against the Chiefs, so he's good. Me personally, I thought Isaac Grendo slipped. You thought he slipped, or you think he slid? The defender touched behind his knee. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought he got tackled. Randy Moss, catch by Kittle versus Patriots. Yeah, that was a beautiful catch, dude. That took concentration like no other. Kelsey is ass. That's so random, but yeah, I guess it's not that bad. I think he started off bad, but he's starting to pick it up now. I think I've heard he's like top 5 in yards or something. Could be wrong, but all right. So Brock, for the wide receivers, Brandon Ayuk, he played great last week against the Cardinals. We lost. And then this week, Brock Purdy is like, you know what? I'm going to start going everywhere else. And we win the game. Coincidence? I don't know. But Brandon Ayuk getting the ball needs to happen more. Even though we won the game, I'm happy we did. But, like, you're paying him $30 million. At some point, he's got to figure it out, man. He's got to figure it out. He's got to make it worth that $30 million. Like, even if he plays okay, it's not going to be enough. Even if he plays like his rookie year or second year, it's not going to be enough. We paid for that final product of last year. That connection between Brock Purdy and Brandon Ayuk. That's the expectation. That is the tier in which we're expecting Brandon Ayuk to play. We're expected to hear that the Purdy and Ayuk connection's insane, man. It was last year. This year, it's gone. You see flashes of it, and Ayuk and them are getting better, but the consistency is not there. Like, once it starts to become a consistent thing, Brandon Ayuk's getting 5 targets, that'd be great. And I think Brandon Ayuk will be back to his original self. I don't want to say Chiefs game. I could see him having a big Cowboys game. I'll say week 8 is when we'll see another big game for Brandon Ayuk. Not against the Chiefs, but I think we'll see a big game against Brandon Ayuk against the Cowboys, which is week 8. So my grade for the wide receivers, I got to say, this guy's not – he's back. That's right. Oop. Sorry, let me fix this. Boop. He's back. I'm going to give him I thought they played all right. B+. B. They weren't the standout. It was definitely running backs and the tight end for sure. Big one. 49ers got scanned by Ayuk. Not yet. It's too soon to declare that. I know a lot of people are upset, but we expected this. We expected him to have a slow start, and we did. I don't know about you, but I gave him a time frame to get himself back into place. My time frame was 7 to 8 weeks. Poggy's time frame was 6 or 7 weeks or whatever. So around that area. So if he's still playing like shit by week 9, week 10, go ahead and give him crap because he needs to figure it out. Because at that point, like, it's more than just rust, you know? So we have to be consistent with that rule, though. We set a goalpost, and the goalpost was he's not going to come back until week 7, week 8. That was the goalpost set. So regardless of how he plays and how bad it looks, we got to be fair and we got to be realistic and be like, okay, we gave him 7 to 8 weeks. So, I mean, he did miss all of training camp. He did miss all of training camp, yeah. Trent missed all of training camp, too. Trent and Ayuk both missed out of training camp. All of it. So, yeah. And I don't think Ayuk is anything on the level of Trent when it comes to preparation for a game. Even if he has days off or whatever, I think Trent is just built to just get himself back faster than most, even at age 36. So, I don't even hold him to that standard. So, offensive line didn't play bad. Didn't play bad at all. Brendel had a big play, but he also had a bad play. He had a bad highlight, but he also had a good highlight I saw. I was shocking to see, I'm not going to lie, but Trent Williams has recently called Dominic Pooney. He's shocked that Dominic Pooney is actually a really good right guard because he's never played right guard. Well, he never started as like, hey, he's a right guard. And Trent Williams comes like, man, he's going to be a ball pro. He's going to be a pro. He looks really good. It looks like somebody who's been playing right guard his entire life. And that is a great sign to hear from Trent Williams. So the offensive line didn't play bad. So offense overall, I'm going to say I don't want to give too much praise because it did struggle in the red zone. But outside of that, it was pretty fantastic. It was still a little bit better in the red zone. The second half was good. Compared to like a C, I would give the offense previously because they couldn't figure. I'll give it like a B plus on offense total. That's about the grade I'm going to give it. DK Metcalf didn't look very good. I didn't think he looked very good either. He had one play called back, though, because of an illegal shift. But you could argue because of the illegal shift, he was able to get open. Because when you're having two players move, it's hard for the defense to adjust or really pay attention to what's happening. So maybe that's how he got opened. However, that touchdown did get called back. And when someone talks about the touch, he was just like an inch away from a touchdown, so you got to give him – no, I'm not going to give him that. The whole point of catching the ball and being an elite receiver, or a great receiver in this case, is getting both feet in. If you are an elite receiver, if you're this top guy, I don't want to hear, he was just an inch away. No. Well, that's how bad if a great elite receiver would have got his feet in. Right? Also, let's not to mention the fact that there was a throw, I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was on third down or whatever. And it was a perfect pass from Gino to DK Metcalf. It was in his hands, and he bobbled it. DK was just pooping his pants the entire game, dude. He was just – everything was going wrong for him, and he wasn't helping Gino. There was times where Gino wasn't helping him, but there was also times where he was not helping himself. He was dropping balls, not getting his feet in. Yeah. Isaiah Likely type catch. I like Isaiah Likely, dude. I actually think he's a pretty good tight end, but yeah, it was a lot like that too. Like you got to get your feet in. There is no, he was just 1 inch away. Yeah, you could say that in an exciting, like, we were that close, but to say like, he's 1 inch away, so you got to give him credit. No, the goalpost is quite literally the white line. That is the goalpost. You cross it, you fail. So it's like, I don't understand when someone says like, they were this close. I'm like, well, close is not victory. Close is not a touchdown. So, all right. So that's the offense. I'm going to go ahead and just get to the defense real quick. I'm not going to talk too much about them, even though I wasn't too impressed with them. Nick Bosa, on fire. I think he had 14 pressures yesterday. Amazing pass rusher. Leonard Floyd, he's a ghost as per usual. I don't know where he's at. Samo is fantastic. What a pickup. Fantastic as a depth piece. I'm not talking like fantastic as in a full-on starter, dominant, great. But for someone who we just picked up and added to the practice squad and then kept him on the team, he's pretty good. It's pretty good. Jordan Elliott, I don't think he played in this game. I think he was hurt, if I remember correctly. Kevin Givens, Clea Davis. We only played with, and then we had Evan Anderson come up. I think. D tackles played pretty good, I thought. I thought the D line played all right. A lot of people want to give the defense like they played fantastic because they got a lot of pressures, but their O line for the Seahawks is not good. They're banged up. There's a lot of second pieces, second strings out there. Same thing that happened with the Patriots. I was expecting better against them because they had that same thing. Cardinals kind of had that issue on their offensive line. I think that once we face a good team like the Lions, who have an excellent offensive line, we're going to struggle with the defense. The D-line is going to struggle because we're not going to keep playing second string offensive linemen. You know what I mean? To be honest, I thought Isaiah likely had a touchdown. I don't remember the play, but I actually thought he had it too. I think I agree with you there. 4 forced fumbles in 6 weeks, dude. That's crazy, dude. Crazy. That's incredible. He's already got his most this season. The most he's ever had in the season is 4 forced fumbles. He's already tied that. He's 1 away. That guy is defensive player of the year. He's definitely a candidate for sure. So D-line, I'm not impressed. I want to see more. I got to see a lot more from them because they're playing against a second string line. It's not cool. So let's go to linebackers. D-line, I'm going to give them a B. Same thing with the O-line. Not the O-line, but the offense as a whole, it gets a B. The D-line here gets a B. I think they need to play better. They need to get sacks. They need to get more production that they're getting. Fred Warner, just everywhere. Absolute stud. Almost got an interception. Like a crazy jump in the air pick. So Fred Warner is a stud. Devondre Campbell actually didn't play bad. I don't think he played bad. I kept an eye on him the entire game, dude, because I was like, they're going to target him. He's going to make mistakes. So I always had eyes on him, dude. I was like a hawk on Devondre Campbell. He didn't play that bad. This was actually one of his better games, Devondre Campbell, but he still looks slow as shit. Slow as shit. DFF, I think he's hurt. And then Bethune got his snaps, and so did D. Winters. Linebacker core, I'm going to give them an A. They were the best part of the defense. Best part of the defense, in my opinion. Fred Warner, Devondre Campbell didn't play that bad. Linebackers did great. So give them an A, A+. Jesus Christ, a lot of what's your second favorite team? I don't really have a second favorite team. By the way, nice profile pic. Thank you, bro. My dog won't be quiet. Sorry, his dog. Oh, you're just talking about he's my goat. Probably I met him after like him more. Who are you talking about? Fred Warner? Talking about Fred Warner? Well, I mean, like him just being an excellent player. That's someone to love, man. Just him being an excellent player. Cornerbacks, Charvarius Ward did not play. I don't know why I don't have him injured. I always fail to update this thing. I fail to update this corner. So I only have Luter Jr. on here. Anyway, he didn't play, so it's just Green, Yadam, and Lenore. I don't think they played that bad. The only person that played bad, I thought, in the entire game, corner-wise, was Yadam. Yadam was probably the worst player out of all the players. Yadam was getting cooked left and right. And we got super lucky when Walker got wide open, when Geno stepped up and did not see Walker get wide open because Yadam left him. Oh, my God, dude. It was brutal. Yadam is a liability. He is the weakness on this defense. And that's kind of saying a lot because Leonard Floyd is not playing very good and Devondre Campbell's not playing very good. But Yadam was, without a doubt, 110% the worst player yesterday. I would try whatever I can to get Rock Ya-Sin in there or something. Then next up, corners. I'm going to give them, because Rock Ya-Sin was since Yadam was complete ass, Lenore and Green I thought were actually pretty good. I guess we got another B- just because Yadam playing like shit is a total F. He played like a total F. Then we got next up, we got the safeties. Hufanga, he was hurt, so it's just Odom, Mustafa, and Jair Brown. And they played great. Odom played a lot better than I expected him to. So stud to the safeties, Jair Brown stud. Mustafa got his first interception. Same thing with Green as well. Rookies, it was the rookie game. Now that I think about it, it was the rookie game. You had Garendo, you had Mustafa, you had Green. The only thing we were missing was like getting Bethune involved. You got Pooney being an all-star. This was the rookie game. 2 interceptions by rookies. Absolute stud. Giving the safeties an A. I'm giving the safeties an A. The best part was linebacker and safety. So in corners, got the B minus, and then D line, I'm giving them B. So for a defense that did not break, I think we're on the goal line at one point. We forced a 4th and goal, I think, if I remember correctly. So you got to give them a lot of points for clutch situations, but they were also slowly kind of giving in towards the end there, like the same typical shit. If the offense did not complement the defense there, the Seahawks might have won. If the 49ers continue to do what they did before, which is play shit offense in the second half, we would have lost that game because I don't think the defense is still a problem. The defense still is allowing comebacks. Same thing with the special teams. It's a team effort by the defense and special teams that the offense has to fight that off. They have to score. I think the fact that the 49ers have to score 21 plus points all the time is not a good sign for special teams and defense. I think that's crazy. The fact that it can never be like a 17-ish game. It's always got to be something ridiculous where the 49ers have to score 30 points a fucking game just to win. You're not going to win Super Bowls that way. Not going to win Super Bowls that way. Okay, let's be real. The 49ers are not going to score 30 points every single time. We need, at some point, the defense is going to have to complement the offense at some point. I'm going to need to see that. So I'm going to give the same shit. I should give this the same grade as every other week for the defense, because if not for the offense, the defense would have got a lot more shit. I'm going to give the defense C+. C+, C, somewhere around there. I don't think they played that great. I think they were playing the same old shit. The offense was the only one that decided to do something different. So that's my grade. I got a B. What did I give the offense? A B plus, because they failed in the red zone. So like a B plus. And I'm giving the defense here a C plus C, somewhere in there in that general area. So, and then also our kicker, who's supposed to be Matthew Wright. Let me go ahead and place that there. Hold on, Matthew Wright. Boom. All right. So we have Matthew Wright. He should play against the Chiefs, so he's good. It's the MRI came back negative. So, and I know I just talked about all the injuries, but I need to go ahead and let you guys all know the injuries that occurred yesterday. And then we got an update today of all the injuries between Mason and everyone else. So let me go ahead and just update you guys on the current news of the injuries that are going on today, I guess. So here we go. Mason is day-to-day AC joint shoulder. He should play. He's fine. It's minor. He should be ready to go against Chiefs. Luckily, we have the 10 days. So that's exciting here. Pearsall will have his practice window open on Monday. The dude who survived a bullet through the chest, through and through, he's back. He's going to start practicing next week. Kyle Shanahan is hopeful that he plays against the Chiefs. I hope so too. I want to see, if Ayuk comes back, I want to see Pearsall back there too. I want to see 2 great route runners, because that's what Pearsall's thing is route running. So hopefully he can get some separation, and I'm really excited about that. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Pearsall out there. Hopefully he's still able to train and he's got the same speed and he doesn't have to do catch up. That would really bother me. That would really suck, because it's almost as if he's just redshirting at that point, or he might be good to go towards the playoffs at some point if he needs time to get better throughout the day, throughout the season. 28. Next up, so that's Pearsall. Then we got Jordan Elliott. He should be back at practice as well on Monday, so that's good news. We probably won't call anybody up like Evan Anderson or Tawana McGill up from the practice squad, but we will have 4 D tackles back that are initially on the practice squad, but initially on the 53-man roster. So that's good to see. Ward is day-to-day. There is no sign of him being back or not. It just says that he has a knee injury and is day-to-day. So there is no news on that front. However, he is playing his old team if he were to come back. If that's a motivation, if there's motivation, that's definitely a motivator right there. So I'm going to bet Ward comes back for that game. I bet he told Kyle Shanahan, like, hey, man, I don't want to get risk injury. My knee is still kind of hurting. I want to play the Chiefs. I want to dominate the Chiefs. Let me recover. I should be ready. I feel like something like that happened, because there's no way. I think Ward wants to play the Chiefs really bad. I think he wants that W. Just call here. What are we talking about? We were talking about the injury updates for the San Francisco 49ers today. We got Mason day-to-day, AC joint shoulder. He should be fine. Pearsall, his practice window will be open on Monday. Jordan Elliott should be back at practice on Monday as well. Ward is day-to-day with a knee injury. I expect him back to face his old team, the Chiefs. I just think he wants that way too much. Then you got the kicker, Matthew Wright, who we just picked up. He had to make a tackle. Another kicker had to make – special teams is god-awful, dude. I know they got that fumble at one time, but, dude, you can count on them allowing a big run at some point, like that touchdown, or allowing the kicker to have to make the big play. So he is back, by the way, the kicker, Matthew Wright. He should be fine. His MRI came back negative. He's good. Should be ready to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then next up, you got Malik the Lot Mustafa, day-to-day with an ankle sprain. However, it is minor, and he should be ready to go against the Chiefs. You know what all these people have in common? You know what all these players have in common that are supposed to be hurt and are supposed to be like, oh, my God, we're all concerned? They're all scheduled to play against the Chiefs. They're all scheduled ready to go. So these are blessings, people. This could have been a lot worse. Ankle sprain, oh, my God, that could have been significantly bad for Mustafa. He's coming back. AC joint shoulder, that could have been a torn clavicle, a lot more worse. So I'm extremely grateful for, it sucks that these guys got hurt because getting banged up still kind of weakens you regardless of your recovery. But it's good to know that they're just fine and they're going to heal just fine. And we're going to have these players back for the Chiefs game. So it's like we are getting healthy, like we're getting better at being healthy throughout the year. But at the same time, it's just small knickknacks here and there. So praise the football gods that they haven't taken Mason from us, Jordan Elliott, Ward, or Mustafa. You know what I mean? I'm loving the younger guys stepping up. It's key for building a team around Brock, who's command that team. Exactly, dude. Spitting off fire, Madrino, JR. Spitting off fire, dude. The young guys are actually showing to be starters. Steals, absolute steals, dude. These rookies, like, this is unheard of. The amount, like, usually, I don't know how many in a draft usually are supposed to be successful. I want to say, like, maybe get lucky to have, heck, even one or two, just lucky to have those. But you kind of want to aim to have, like, two or three good players that could be starters. The 49ers got, like, 5 of them in this draft. A lot of them. And then they got, like, 3 of them, I think, last year as well. So this team is really developing and setting itself up for a second era. This era with Fred Warner, Kittle, all those OGs, maybe not Fred. I think Fred might leak a little bit into the second era, but you can trust that after 2025, 2026, definitely after 2026, it's going to be a different era. You're going to see a lot of different players. Kittle might not even be on the team because I think he's like 32 or something, 33. So I think that he's going to – how old is Kittle? Yeah, I think we might lose Kittle soon just because he's getting older. He's 31 right now. He's 31 years old. He just turned 31 a couple days ago, according to Wikipedia. Usually like 1 or 2 should hit. Yeah, and we're hitting like on a seriously higher rate. We're hitting like 3 of them. This past one, like 5 of them. I think the one before that with that wasn't the one with Jair Brown. That was the one before where we got Jair Brown, Jake Moody, D. Winters. Who else did we get in that draft that were kind of starter-ish? I think Mason came out of that draft, I think. I think Mason also, he's undrafted, but I think he came out of that class. But yeah, I totally agree. These rookies are definitely setting up this team to continue its ranking, to continue the power, to continue to be Super Bowl contenders, to contend for the playoffs consistently. Because usually if you don't draft really well, your Super Bowl window truly closes. People want to say the 49ers, hey, did their Super Bowl window close? No, it did not close. Just because you kind of slip a little bit, you don't perform as well or whatever in the beginning of the season does not mean the Super Bowl window closed for the rest of the years. You know what I mean? We could have a little bit of down year, but the next year come back with that same squad who are supposed to be dominant and be better. I don't think with the players that we have, and considering how they're still good and still pretty good at what they are, except for Ayuk is still trying to come back, this window is open as long as we have these superstars and as long as we have good stars on these in these positions, such as Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. Now, for the second era, we got Jair Brown and Mustafa. We got Renardo Green, who's looking like a stud, and Lenore. So we're really setting ourselves up to continue to have our Super Bowl window open. Is it going to be like there's like levels to a Super Bowl window being open? Is it completely closed shut? Is a little bit open like this, where if they get a little bit better, it's going to open a little bit more. If they don't draft well and they get worse, it's going to close and get down more. I personally believe as long as Brock Purdy is our quarterback, Kyle Shanahan is our head coach, and I think that we will always be Super Bowl contenders because this team knows how to draft. This team knows how to reload. Is there times where they're struggling, such as the defensive coordinator is not doing very well? He is a rookie. He is getting better, and hopefully he does get better and actually becomes a dominant defensive coordinator. There's just certain variables where the 49ers are constantly getting better all the time, and there's going to be some lows here and there. But if they keep restocking the way that they're doing and reloading the way that they're doing, and if they get a hold of Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan and they really unlock that offense in the red zone, God, there's so much potential there. So much potential. Next thing to do to fortify the front seven with more younger guys, then you feel good going into the future. The next thing to do is fortify the front seven with more younger guys, and then you can feel good going into the future for this defense. Yes, I actually agree with that, actually. I think, how old is Nick Bosa? I think Nick Bosa would probably be more than that too. It's like 28, right? He's 26. Nick Bosa is only 20. Was going to be 27 this year. So, yeah, I mean, because we obviously got the young guys in Lenore and Green corners. You got the young guys in the safeties, Mustafa and Jair Brown. You have Fred, who's 29, so he might not be around in the next 3 years. But, yeah, I totally agree. The front seven is probably going to be the biggest thing. So probably have Nick Bosa, whoever be the 2 D tackles, and another pass rusher. So we need to get 3 to reload for future years. I do agree our target needs to be the front seven because in D tackle, pass rusher, and a linebacker, at least one good linebacker if D Winters doesn't prove to be good, or Bethune, because we're still waiting for their development. So we don't know where we're going to get from D Winters or Bethune because they're still developing technically. So whatever we get from them, and we'll know what they are next year, because I promise you, the 49ers are going to get rid of Devondre Campbell next year, and they're going to put D Winters next to Fred. And I kind of forgot about Greenlaw right now, but we don't know what Greenlaw is. He tore his Achilles, so that could completely alter him as a linebacker. So there's questions at linebacker, but you could definitely say that the next 2 years, the 49ers need to find a good starter at D tackle and a good starter at edge. So I agree, yeah. Fred's 29. I actually was shocked that he was 29. He's old. He's older. Fred's 27, is he? I thought he was 29. Bosa's turning 27. Oh, my God. Bosa's turning 27 on October 23rd. So technically he's 27. Fred Warner, how old is he? Yeah, he is 29. Oh, he's going to be 28 this year, though. He's going to be 28 this year. So Bosa's going to be 27. Fred's going to be 28. Because linebacker is like a 31, 30-ish lifespan, somewhere around there. You know what I mean? So he's got like 3 or 4 years left in him. Nick Bosa is going to turn 27. He can go on for a long time. His pass rusher can last a little bit because obviously look at Leonard Floyd. He's 33. I know he's not doing well, but last year he was 32 and he was dominating. So Nick Bosa could probably push it a little bit further than Fred Warner could, but we'll see. But yeah, I think that D tackle and edge rusher is something we need to address for the next 2 years. Reload on, because obviously the secondary we figured out with Lenore, Green, Funga, and Brown. It's a little weird with linebackers, but I think you could squeeze Fred into the next era, kind of like Aaron Donald with the Rams. Yeah, you could. It just really depends on how he handles, because I don't know what he's going to be when he's 30 or 31, but that's definitely possible. If he reaches, so the next era is 2026, so that's 2 years from now. So if he'll be 28. Did I say he's 28 this year? Yeah, he's going to be 28 this year. So the next year he'll be 29, which is 2025, and then he'll be 30 in 2026. and then the next era starts in 2027. So that really just depends what he is at 30 years old. Well, I guess he won't be 30. He'll be like 29, some 8 in some months. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm excited. I hope he sticks around. I hope we get Nick Bosa and Fred sticks around if they're still good. I hope so. But all right, I think that's everything. I think we just we talked about the young guys, we talked about the roster, gave some grades. We had a great conversation. I think everything went great here. We got all the injury updates. The 49ers' next game is against the Chiefs on October 20th. It's a Sunday at 1:25 Pacific time. That game, we're gonna probably talk about it, be able to talk about it for a while. So I don't want to say too much because I'll save the conversation. But I will definitely say I want this one. I want this W. I want to beat the Chiefs so badly for not many reasons, but for just a major reason, which is I need to know that this team can beat them. If we're going into the playoffs and the Chiefs are going to the playoffs, as we know they are going to, if we go to the playoffs, I need to know that if we go to the big game, you can count on them being the big game. I need to count on knowing that we can beat them. But going into the Super Bowl, knowing we have beat them, and if we lose to them again, it's just going to have bad juju written all over it. It's going to have bad vibes written all over it. Because right now, we are what we do to the Cowboys, which is constantly beat them. We are what we are to the Packers, which is constantly beat them. So if we could just beat the Chiefs one time in the regular season, it will make me feel super confident going into the playoffs if we were to play them again. So that's what I'll say about that, Buck. I will talk about it more throughout the weeks leading up to the game, of course. But yeah, that's everything. Thank you to everyone who joined the live. Thank you, JR Madrano. Thank you so much for joining live, man. Appreciate your intake, man. You were spitting hot fire, bro. We're spitting hot fire, dude. Debo Prods, good to see you, man. Have a good night. Great conversation. Thank you. And yeah, that's just you guys. And then Milwaukee edits. Appreciate you. All right, guys. To everyone who watches this later, sub if you like the content, like if you like the video. All love, fam. I'll see you tomorrow.